Hello everyone and welcome to a tech demo / channel update. Yes, as you can see, I have a 3DS game being played in the background of this video. This is Dragon Ball Fusions. It is a fantastic game if you like Dragon Ball. If you don't, I don't know how well you like it, but yeah, you might like it. It's kind of like a collect them all type game / mix with Dragon Ball. Anyways, that's beside the point. I can record 3DS games now. There is like a slight asterisk there as it's streaming based, meaning that on my 3DS I have installed custom firmware where I can stream the gameplay to my computer and from there I can record it. So, since it's not hardware based, there's a lot of room for improvements in terms of quality. Sadly, it's just not there yet in terms of technology, and to be quite frank, with the limited hardware that's on 3DS going forward, the technology just might not get there in terms of like getting 100% quality 3DS recording through software alone. Right now, this is recorded at, well, I recorded at like 1080p 60. However, the game itself only gets up to 30 frames per second, and resolution wise, you don't want to go too high or else it gets way worse in terms of quality for images. That's mostly because it's, well, I won't say mostly. That's partly because it's streaming based recording, but also partially because it's a handheld game where it's not really meant to be played at 1080p. So I rendered the video in 720. Let me know how you think, what you think of this quality here. Whether it's good, whether it's bad, or whether you don't care. Just let me know, because good and I don't care about the quality means that it opens up a whole other platform of games that I can play and record. If everyone says it's bad, then maybe I wait until the emulator gets better than what it is. I mean, right now, I think they've made massive improvements for the 3DS emulator. I haven't really tried it myself. Last time I tried it, it didn't really work too well. But that was like, I think a year ago was the last time I tried it, so it could be fantastic right now. I'm not very good with emulators past like the PlayStation era. For some reason, they just crash on me all the time. That's kind of the reason why I use hardware to play like the PlayStation 2 games we played, but that's besides the point too. Yeah, just let me know what you think of the quality of the visuals, the audio as well. Audio should be fine, but we'll worry about that if it ever becomes an issue. The audio quality for it is literally just me plugging a cord into my 3DS and into my computer, and from what I can hear, it sounds fine. It might be a little bit loud, but I think it's fine. Now on to the channel update. The journey portion of Persona 3 has ended a couple of days ago, and the answer portion of it is going to be starting not tomorrow, but Friday, maybe. I do have a few episodes recorded right now, but I want a little bit more. Unfortunately, I won't be able to record the day this goes up due to some other engagements that I have no control over. But yeah, I want to get a few more episodes, so I'll record more on Thursday, and then hopefully, Friday onward, the series will be released daily, and I'll have time to grind if need be in between episodes. What I thought about Persona 3, I gave my impressions at the end of it. It pretty much boils down to I really loved every Persona game that I've played so far. They have a really good formula going in terms of, like the social links, the stories, the character developments for, well, most characters. Some characters not so much. The audio quality in terms of voice actors and like game audio is just, it's fantastic. Well, anyways, back to the channel update here. I'm not really sure how long the answer actually is. I've been told it's pretty short, but the grinding can make it longer. Fine, whatever. I don't really have a deadline for the series to end. What I was gonna play after it, what I plan on playing after Persona 3 ends, is Trails of Cold Steel, and I'm not sure how long that one ends either. Let me know what you guys think of the extended time period for like longer games, mostly JRPGs, because with Persona 3 we did like 35 to 40 minute episodes, like average probably like 38 minutes per episode, and you can tell that it made an impact on the length of the series because we made it to 97 episodes total while you know, Persona 4 was 130 something and Persona 5 was 180, like 7. I don't really ever want to have another half a year Let's Play going, even though Persona 5 was fantastic at the time. I might make it kind of like a standard thing when it comes to like JRPGs that we do 35 to 40 minute episodes. So yeah, just let me know. Generally speaking, I don't really have too much of a time limit really on my videos. There are certain series though where I'll be like, I want to go for like 25 minutes or 20 minutes, depending on like the length and the type of game it is. Like if it's like a lot of like exploring or whatnot, I might just tone it down to like 20-25 minutes. But we'll you know, let me know what you think of the 35-40 minute stuff for like super long games. Another series that just ended was Lightning Returns, Final Fantasy 13. Again, really fun game. I actually really enjoyed all of the Final Fantasy 13 games, which if you had told me that like a few years ago, I probably would have been like, have you heard about these games? Because everyone seems to hate them. But kind of just going in there and being like, hey, I'm gonna play this game and we're gonna see if it's fun or not. And it turns out being super fun for me to play. It was great. We went through the entire trilogy pretty fast too. I think we started. When did we start? It's like the end of last year. Did we start Final Fantasy 13? And we just kind of did like 13-2 like a month or two afterwards. And then after 13-2, we just jumped into this one. So yeah, no, we went through that series pretty fast. I was kind of mad during the ending of Lightning Returns. Not actually during the gameplay, but all the crap I had to do during the upload process for YouTube was just... I mean, I was super mad when I did that little audio piece at the during the finale video where I toned it down, but I was super furious about the amount of time that I spent trying to get this video unblocked and the fact that I had to remove like the actual footage from it. It just yeah, it doesn't sit well with me when I have to do that, and it has given me a lot to think about in terms of like, do I play Square games on YouTube in the future, or do I like maybe stream them instead? Because Twitch doesn't have that problem. Twitch, you get muted sometimes, but you know, if people are gonna watch you, they're generally gonna watch you live on Twitch. I'd still try to move them over to YouTube, but if they're gonna make me, you know, kind of ruin like a finale or, you know, something like that, I'd rather it be a stream that I'm gonna do it to. Not that the quality is any real different when I stream or when I record. I interact with chat more when I stream because it's live, and that's just kind of what you do when you stream. I don't know. I got a lot to think of it, which is gonna come up sooner than later due to what I wanted to do after Trails in the Sky ended. But anyways, that's besides the point. I have a community poll going on right now for people to vote on what game is gonna replace Lightning Returns. Right now, Fire Emblem Three Houses is winning handily by a large margin. If you want to change that though, and you haven't noticed the community poll, by all means, go vote for a game you want. Right now there's World of Final Fantasy, which is a Square game, and I made the poll before I actually like uploaded the finale for Lightning Returns. Anyways, man, there's Horizon Zero Dawn, which I do want to get to. Actually, I want to get to World of Final Fantasy 2 sooner than later. But there's Fire Emblem, which is winning, and Trails of Graces F, and Ori in the Blind Forest Definitive Edition. I try to add a little bit more variety in terms of just JRPGs to list. You know, sometimes there's like there's usually just one other game on the list that's like not a JRPG. But figure this time I'd add two. See what the interest is in terms of like you know, votes are for it. And sometimes it works out really well, like Last of Us, landslide victory when I had that on the list as well. Actually, it kind of seems like I'll always have one game on the list that just outright destroys everyone else in terms of votes. Maybe that's a good thing, right? I don't do that on purpose. I generally make the list as I advance through the voted on series due to like suggestions or the list that I have of games that I want to play. Just be like, hey, okay, we'll just put this on the list here because like a bunch of people suggested it. I want to play this game, and I'll put that there. And or I saw this game and that kind of looked cool, so I'll put that there. And then one of those games, whether it's, you know, something you guys suggested in the comments before, or a game that I just saw or have been wanting to play for a while, we'll just be like, yo, we're gonna get like 50% of the votes. I'm like, sure, okay. That makes it easier for me, definitely. There's no down to the wire or tiebreakers that we have to deal with. But yeah, that's we'll see what it is. We got like a few more days. I think I wanted to give it until like Sunday to percolate in terms of votes, and then Sunday morning I'll see what the winner is, and then I'll install or go buy the game on the depending on who won, and then hopefully maybe I'll have the first episode out on Monday. That really depends on, well, how my weekend goes, I guess, just to put it mildly. Last series we're currently doing, we're also at the end of it. We're in the final dungeon of Trails in the Sky, second chapter. Now, after this one finished, I was planning on jumping into my walkthroughs. I remember I used to do those for the Final Fantasy series, of Final Fantasy VII Classic. Even playing like the PlayStation 4 version. Generally speaking, aside from, you know, Final Fantasy VI and... No, it's mostly just Final Fantasy VI. Square hasn't really given me too much trouble with my walkthrough series. My blind series, like, they, you know, a couple episodes of Final Fantasy 12 got claimed, and I had to butcher the ending on that one too, but audio-wise, not visual-wise for whatever reason. Entirety of Final Fantasy 13 is just claimed. Like, if you see ads on those videos, ain't my ads. They're all Square's. Like 70% of 13.2 was claimed, and of course the shenanigans with Lightning Returns, where I had to ruin the finale of it recently. That's not even to bring up like Dragon Quest XI and Kingdom Hearts that I had to deal with from them. It's I don't know. I'm still kind of mad about it, so I don't want to say that I'm not going to be playing Square games anymore. It is just giving me a lot to think about in terms of what I'm going to put on this channel in terms of Let's Plays, because, man, I mean, Dot Hack also gave me trouble too, but thankfully I wasn't doing like a long-term series plan with them. I wanted to play all the Final Fantasies except maybe the MMOs on this channel, but yeah, I don't know. We'll probably still do it, and hopefully they won't cause any more issues for me, but we'll see. I'll start it, and we'll know first episode. If I upload it and they claim something on it, I will probably just jump into a different series of some sort. Yeah, we'll see. But yeah, that's the plan for now. I guess I could also, another idea, because I didn't know it was being released this soon, but like Final Fantasy VIII Remastered is coming out on my birthday. Woo, go me. So I was like, maybe we don't do 7 right now, and instead we do 8, seeing how it's coming out and it's going to be remastered. And it wouldn't be more like a walkthrough, it would be a playthrough. It wouldn't be a blind playthrough because I played Final Fantasy VIII before, but it wouldn't be like a walkthrough because I have no notes for it, and I haven't played that game in a long time. I do obviously remember some stuff from it, but it would probably just be like, kind of like I've been playing, like when I've been streaming Link to the Past, where it's like, hey, I played this game before. I absolutely don't really remember what I have to do right now. I don't think it would be that bad, but it might be. I don't know. That's another thought that I might consider, just doing Final Fantasy VIII Remaster. We'll see, though. Speaking of streaming, I haven't streamed in a while. That wasn't part of the plan. When I said I was cutting back on streaming a bit, I really thought cutting back on streaming meant doing it like once a week, once maybe even twice a week. But yeah, it's been like a while since I streamed. Sadly, I really like streaming too, but you know, life has uses for my time that I really don't have any say in, unfortunately, for the most part. So it's just been kind of put on the back burners. I do want to, you know, finish up Lightning Returns, and I do want to jump into XCOM 2, like to finish that series off. If you saw, like, a couple of months ago, I was playing XCOM 2 on PlayStation 4, and it did not go as I planned when it, would crash my PlayStation 4 and then make it kind of lag on startup. It was a whole cluster. But I have it on PC now, and I would like to go into that series and play it and beat it, because I was having a super fun time, even with the bugs they had. And yeah, it's a Patreon series, but it would be streamed instead of a recorded series for YouTube. I did mention on, I think a couple updates ago, or when I talked about the Patreon series, that my initial plans for like Patreon series were, have a Patreon series, then like have a little break, then do another Patreon series, then have a little break, then do a Patreon series type of deal. And that is my plan. What I wanted to do in the long term is be like, my third time slot is be like, hey, I'm gonna be doing like a game that I want to do right now, like a walkthrough I want to do right now, or just some obscure game that maybe is not much demand like to see on my channel, but I want to play it anyways. Trails in the sky. But yeah, just like put that there, and then like after that series ends, do a Patreon series, and when the Patreon series ends, do like a walkthrough or another series that I want to do, and kind of keep going like that. Instead of doing 4 series, because 4 series is, holy crap, that's rough. It's rough to do. Maybe if I was just doing this constantly every day, it wouldn't be so rough to do, but right now, it's rough to do. But anyways, yeah, hopefully I'll get back to streaming, and we can go from there. I did mention my Patreon. I still have a Patreon, patreon.com/chronoplays. If you want to support the channel, that's fantastic. I suggest you do so on the 1st of the month. You're not a very good pitchman, Kronos. I'm not. There was an option on Patreon that once you select it, you can't unselect it. And what it does is it charges people when they sign up, which you might be going, yeah, that sounds about right for any sort of service like that. But here's the thing, they don't do like timed renewals. They do 1st of the month. That's it. It's like, it doesn't matter if you sign up on like the 31st, it's gonna roll over and charge you again on the 1st. So check out my Patreon on September 1st. Unless you're watching this update in the future, then just wait for whatever first is coming. I don't know, do people actually go back and watch updates from the past? Maybe. I don't see why though. Anyways, first, check out my Patreon. Pledge if you wish to support the channel. It would help a lot in terms of buying supplies if I need them. And I will see you all next time. Oh yeah, wait, hold up. Give me feedback on this tech demo. Seriously. Like, even if you're like the biggest lurker of lurker, just it's okay quality, it's bad quality, I don't really care about the quality. It would help a lot. Thank you. Have a great day.